be shutting down, and the 77 employees that they currently had would be losing their jobs. Live in downtown Buffalo tonight, Jeff Slauson, 7 Eyewitness News.
Okay, thank you very much, Jeff. Medaille College is closed for the rest of the day because of a social media threat. The school was evacuated this afternoon. The college is now working with Buffalo Police to make sure the campus is safe before it reopens. We are also following a weather alert. 7 First Alert meteorologist Andy Parker is tracking a flood watch tonight. You could see the rain coming down in Jeff's live shot there.
I was going to say, if you're out for any amount of time, you get the wet look like Slauson has there. 1 to 2 inches of rain, folks. The puddles are starting to pile up. They're all going to funnel into creeks and streams, and as Autumn just showed you, those will end up rising to Bankful. We are dealing with a lot of water. This is not just a little thing coming off the lake, but it's covering up multiple states, swallowing up Ohio, Indiana, most of Illinois, all the way back to St. Louis and Memphis. It draws some of the moisture all the way from the Gulf of Mexico. You can see the green all the way across the Canadian border as well. Toronto, you're in for this, and you can see the heaviest, steadiest rains coming right through the city. The lightest stuff was in sections of the southern tier. They were spared most recently near Wellsville. Now that's beginning to come back in. We told you that that was going to collapse on you during this hour, and it certainly is coming right back in. So everyone's going to be covered up. That's why the entire region is under a flood watch. And for Jamestown, you're coming up to 1 inch already. We can probably tack another 1 to 2 on top of that. Let's look at some of the numbers. The projections for the total amount of rainfall from now until tomorrow. You can see the heaviest amounts: Niagara Falls, Middleport, Buffalo, and Batavia, although a healthy shot in sections of the southern tier as well. We're going to let you know how long the rain lasts, and there is a bright spot. It happens on the weekend. Wait till you see it straight ahead.
All right, thanks, Andy. Now, here's the latest tonight in the ongoing Catholic Church sex abuse scandal. A group of community leaders here in Western New York now forming a new task force to deal with this crisis. And as 7 Eyewitness News reporter Ed Riley shows us tonight, the goal of this new initiative is to rebuild trust and confidence in the church.
It has been a very discouraging time, and in the past few days has seemed perhaps especially hopeless.
The priest sex abuse scandal in the Diocese of Buffalo has left many Catholics very discouraged and upset. But instead of just watching it play out through the media, today a group of Catholic laity leaders announced they are taking action to restore faith and rebuild trust in the Diocese of Buffalo.
Organizing members are a group of concerned, committed Catholics who are brokenhearted, disillusioned, and yes, angry.
The 9 members of the group said they do not believe the diocese can reform itself, and they are going to push for major changes going forward.
Angry that we have been, as John described it, played all these years.
The group emphasized their actions are not a revolution, but a reform, and they believe Vatican II empowers them by encouraging all members of the church to be involved.
Making people accountable, making everything transparent.
One member, Dr. Nancy Nielsen, admitted for the first time publicly that she too had been a victim of clergy abuse, and this scandal is hitting close to home.
Well, I can tell you, there's plenty of blame to go around.
There have been calls for Bishop Malone to resign. The group said they cannot force that to happen, and the bishop told them he supports their efforts. But they added,
in order to be a leader, people have to follow.
Realizing Catholics had nowhere to turn, the group announced that its movement to rebuild trust in the Diocese of Buffalo will include holding a symposium with national experts to discuss protecting the vulnerable, holding leaders accountable, and how to prevent it from happening again. That symposium will take place here at Canisius College on November 28th, and it will be open to the public. In Buffalo, Ed Riley, 7 Eyewitness News.
You will soon be paying more for your water in Erie County. The Water Authority Board voted to approve its new budget today. The spending plan includes $41 million for infrastructure upgrades like a new substation and new residential water meters. That means water rates for customers are going up about $5 a year.
We think it's a modest increase. It's realistic in terms of the cost of everything to run the Water Authority. And we think it is a fair and prudent move to be able to maintain water 24/7.
The Water Authority claims its rate hikes have averaged at or below the rate of inflation for the past 20 years. Spectrum customers, your bill is going up again. The company's rate hikes go into effect today for its cable and internet services. For families trying to make ends meet, 7 Eyewitness News reporter Sean Robson shows us your options if this rate hike breaks the bank.
Spectrum customer? Starting today, you'll pay for it. TV surcharge is jumping a little over $1, and if you pay for Spectrum Internet, get used to spending $60 a month from now on. So Western New York, what are your options? Chances are you live in an area that can only get Spectrum. Fios has yet to expand farther than a few communities surrounding Buffalo and hasn't shown any signs of expanding further. Greenlight Networks, an internet-based company in Rochester, has a goal to expand into Buffalo, but there's currently no timetable in place. What's the next best option? Josep Jernat, professor in electrical engineering at the University at Buffalo, says if you're patient, the answer could be 5G.
5G is a technology that will allow your cell phone to provide you with internet speeds even faster than what you can have at home. Maybe with 5G,